Today we are working on Unit 5, Lesson 4 homework, and we are working through some story problems. It says solve the story problem and then circle the choice that tells how you gave your answer. And let's look at number 1. It says a Ferris wheel holds 48 people. There are 823 people with tickets to ride the Ferris wheel. How many times will the Ferris wheel need to run to give everyone a ride? Well, here's a division problem. We have to figure out how many times the Ferris wheel is going to have to run. If there are 823 people in line, and we know that that needs to be divided by 48 because each ride can hold 48 people. Well, we can look at 48 cannot go into 8. And 48 can go into 82, but I know it's not going to be 2 because 40 times 2 is 80, and 48 times a 2 would be too large. So it's going to be 1 here, and I'm going to go ahead and then subtract 48. 2 is going to become a 12, 8 is going to become a 7. 12 minus 8 is equal to 4, and 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. And you can do your check and make sure that your remainder of 34 is less than your divisor of 48. And here you're good to go. So then you can go ahead and bring down your 3. How many times can 48 go into 343? Well, I know that 48 is pretty close to 50, and 343 is pretty close to 350. So I'm going to estimate that we're going to multiply by 7 because 50 can go into 35, or 5 can go into 35 7 times. So I'm going to do 48, and I'm going to multiply it by 7 and see how close we get to 343. 7 times 8 is equal to 56. Put down your 6, carry your 5. 7 times 4 is equal to 28. Plus 5 is equal to 33. So we have 336, and that is less than 343. So we can go ahead and put our 7 up here and then subtract 336. This 3 becomes a 13, 4 becomes a 3. 13 minus 6 is equal to 7, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So we're left with a remainder of 7. So what we know is in order for everyone to get a ride, it's going to have to run, and it will be full 17 times, but it's also going to have to run one more time to get those last 7 people. So the Ferris wheel is going to need to run 18 times. And then it asks us, how did we figure out? Was it whole number only, round up, mixed number, decimal, or remainder only? Well, it's going to be round up, right? Because we had to round up one more ride. We had to turn that 17 into an 18 and give one more ride to get those last 7 people. So 18, and then you need to circle round up. Look at number 2. Bananas cost 89 cents each at the fruit stand. Isabel has $11.75. How many bananas can she buy? Well, it's another division problem, so we're going to have to look at our total amount of money. We have $11.75 total to spend. We have to divide that by 89 cents, so it's 0.89. Don't forget your decimal points. Remember, when we divide with decimals, we cannot have a decimal in our divisor, so we have to shift. We shift it 2 times, and the divisor becomes an 89. Anything you do to the divisor, you have to do to the dividend when you shift decimals. So you have to shift 2 times, okay? And then I'm going to bring my decimal right up on the line. The first thing I do every time is put my decimal on the line. So figure out where your decimal goes and get it up on the line. 89 cannot go into 1, and 89 cannot go into 11. I know that 89 can go into 117, but it can only go in 1 time because 2 would be too many. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Okay, my 7 is going to become a 17. My 1's going to become a 10, and this one's going to become a 0. 17 minus 9 is equal to 8, and 10 minus 8 is equal to 2, and 0 minus nothing is 0. And I can see that 28 is less than 89, so I'm good to go, and I can bring down my 5. Now I have to figure out how many times can 89 go into 285, and I am thinking it's going to be 3. So let's find out. 89 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Put down your 7, carry your 2. 3 times 8 is equal to 24, plus 2 is equal to 26. And yes, that's going to be as close as we're going to get, and it's 267. And I can subtract here. Now, I could stop here, and the reason that I can stop here is I know that I can't buy a part of a banana. I can't buy 13.2 bananas or 13.7 bananas. I just can only buy my 13 total whole bananas because you're not going to go to the grocery store and buy a part of a banana. So I know that I can stop here and I don't even have to finish the division out because I can only buy 13 bananas. Now I have to figure out what am I going to circle here. What do I need? Well, it's whole number only because I cannot buy a part of a banana. So number 2 is 13 and whole number only. Let's go ahead and move down to number 3. The 15 members of a running club made $1,338 selling magazines. They will divide the money equally. How much should each runner get? Well, we have to take the total number of money that they made, which is $1,338, and we have to divide that by however many runners. Well, there's 15 runners. So we can go ahead and start our division here. 15 cannot go into 1, and 15 cannot go into 13 because it's larger than both. How many times can 15 go into 133? And I know that 15 times 2 is 30, and if I counted by 3s on up, I think it's going to be about 15 times 8. Let's see what that gets us. Okay, 8 times 5 is equal to 40. Put down your 0, carry your 4. And 8 times 1 is equal to 8, plus 4 is equal to 12, so that's 120. And if we added 15 to that, it'd be 135, which would be 2 too many, so we're good. So it's going to be 8. And so we're now going to subtract our 120. 3 minus 0 is equal to 3, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So we have a remainder of 13, and you can do your check and see that 13 is less than your dividend or your divisor of 15. So we can now bring down our 8. So how many times can 15 go into 138? Well, we know that 8 times is 120, so that means 9 times is going to be 135, so it's going to be 9. So this is going to be 9, and we're going to subtract 135. 8 minus 5 is equal to 3, and 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So I have 3 here. Now this is a money problem, so I have to add in my decimal, bring it up and put it on the line, and I need to continue on. So I'm going to add a 0 and bring it down. And now I have 30. 15 can go into 30, and I know that one off the top of my head. 15 can go into 32 times. So 15 times 2 is equal to 30, so I'm left with nothing. So we have 89 and 2/10, or written as money, it's 89 and 20 cents. $89.20. 89.20, $89.20. And this one, when we're circling, this one's going to be decimal because the decimal is important. Here, you have to figure it out all the way to the end to figure out how much money each runner is going to get. So $89.20 and decimal. I would like you to go ahead and work through the last 2 problems on your own. It shouldn't take too long. You have 2 problems to complete on your own, so you should be able to get through those pretty easily. I'm going to give you a tip. When you get down to number 5, there are 2. There are 2 that you could circle that would work for number 5. So there's 2 possible circles for number 5, and I'll give you credit for if you get one, or if you choose one of the 2 of them, or if you get both. So you'll get credit either way. So once you have finished, please take a picture of your work, attach it to your assignment, upload, and turn it in on Teams.